All right, everybody. Sorry, I know I've been MIA. I'm just going to be able to slowly do videos whenever I have the time, and I have the time today. So I'm going to start off this October with a video review on a deck. We'll be reviewing the Deviant Moon Tarot, and this is the borderless edition. So what I'm going to do is, while I'm sorting the cards in piles, because I haven't touched these decks for a while, but I have used these in the past, so I'm going to try to organize these, and then while I'm talking, you'll be able to see what the cards look like. I have a story about how I got these cards, and then I might actually read out of the Deviant Moon Tarot book we have here. Not everyone, obviously, we don't have that much time, so whatever just inspires me to grab it, and I'll read that, and then just my feedback on the cards, and then who knows, I might have some time to actually do readings for October. But this kind of just inspired me. This makes me kind of think of Halloween, and honestly, this isn't really like I don't know what my style card is, but I wouldn't have thought that I would have wanted this deck, but I saw it and I had to have it, so I'll go ahead and organize this. So I bought this card. So right now it's October. It's October 2019. I got these cards. I got these cards in October of 2018. It was actually interesting because they have this like rock mineral thing that you can go to. So I went with that with a friend of mine. And then afterwards, she had just moved into town, and so afterwards, she really wanted to get a deck, and we had stopped a couple places, but it was the weekend, so it was really hard to find anywhere that was open that actually had a lot of decks, especially where we live. So we ended up, and mind you, we had our kids with us as well. We ended up finding a place, and we put it in our Google Maps to find, right? And we end up driving past it, and we're lost. We don't understand, like, did we pass it? Like, where are we at? We didn't know where this place was to buy these cards. Because when you would look at the photo, like, we even, like, looked online to see what the photo looked like of the location we were trying to get to, and all it had showing was like a wooded area, and so we almost gave up. We decided, hey, let's just drive around one more time, and maybe we'll catch a sign or something that we made it to the right place. Sure enough, my friend caught a sign outside of a house that had the name. I can't remember the name. If I can remember the name of it, I'll put it in the title or in a box below the video. But it was on a house. The sign was on this house. So we decided to pull up to the driveway. We didn't know, what we should do. And it was funny because it was around Halloween time. So we have the kids in the car, and it looked kind of like it was like an old house, and like it had a lot of character, and there was this big woods in the backyard, and we were just joking around, like, with the kids, like, like, this is what scary movies are like. I hope you guys are ready to run. If you have to run, just kind of messing with them. They're funny. So we decided to walk up to the door, and it's this big door with spider webs everywhere. And it was just like a little, I don't know. It was just funny because it really fit the theme of Halloween, but we didn't want to, it was just weird. It was interesting. So, but yeah, just this big, creepy, it's really a beautiful door with a lot of spider webs around. And then this woman opens the door. A very kind lady opens the door, and we come inside. We tell her what we were doing there, that we were looking for cards. And so come to find out, she's a collector of tarot cards. I think she started off collecting just like regular decks of cards, I think, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, then she got into tarot cards, and she's more of a collector than anything. And then eventually, after collecting so many, like she just decided to start selling them. So typically with this lady, what you would do is actually want to contact her ahead of time, to set up a time to meet with her. And we just didn't understand that based off of what we found online. But it was a really neat experience because she had a lot of boxes, and we got to, like, you know, hands-on, like, get a good, like, we had demos so we could actually take a look at the deck prior to actually purchasing the actual deck. So it's different than, like, obviously it's nice when you go online and you see these reviews of cards and stuff. So then you get an idea, right? But otherwise, how are you really going to know? Because I feel like even online, they kind of limit how many cards you can actually see. But yeah, so it was like a really cool experience. And this deck spoke to me, and I purchased this deck and another deck that, you know, eventually, I'm not even going to make any promises this time, but eventually I'll do this other deck. I haven't even opened, mind you, I bought this last year. I haven't even opened the other deck that I have. So, but I'm excited. Like, I actually have time to do this, and I find it very therapeutic. So, but I like this deck. It's very, like, it's colorful, bold, and I like things that just look a little different. I don't, generally speaking, sometimes other things spark my interest, but I don't know. I'm not into, like, the, like, fairy or whimsy looking or romantic looking decks. But that's just me. There's something, I feel like there's something out there for everybody, really, if you're into this kind of thing. But I think it's important that when you do pick a deck, you pick out a deck that you find visually appealing and that will inspire you to pick it up. Because if you don't look at it and it motivate you to pick up the cards, then just because of the way it looks, then obviously you shouldn't have bought that deck. So some of the cards are weird. That's like the one-off thing, and I don't know if it's like a misprint or anything like that. I'm not quite sure. So maybe if any of you guys have this deck, let me know. But it's just like these, like this card, and then I have the Death card as well. For some, or no, I'm sorry. This is the Two of Cups. Gosh, it's been a while since there's a Death card that doesn't have like the title of the card on the bottom. I'll show you. But that was like the only card that was like that. So I don't know if that was like a miss or if that was intentional. But I mean, I feel like when I look at it, I can tell what it is. So it's not a big deal. I always suggest too, when getting the decks, even if you're more of an intuitive reader, I feel like somebody, you know, worked really hard to put these cards together and put a lot of thought and effort. So even though I don't go necessarily like verbatim by this book, which would really be very difficult anyways, I try to still go through this when I first purchase it, just to kind of get an idea. I know there's a version of this that comes with a big book, but I feel like it's more about the person who created it, but it might give more insight to the cards. I'm not sure. But yeah. So let's see. So I'll just read this here. It just says, stylized characters and moonlight dreamscapes draw you into luminescent world of Deviant Moon Tarot. This special borderless edition highlights Patrick Valenza's stunning artwork and allows readers to connect more deeply with the evocative tarot imagery. All right. So these are the swords, the air cards. So I'm just going to grab, let's say, two cards, and we'll see what this book says for those. So we'll just do two in each of these piles. Got the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords. I like this card. All right, so Queen of Swords. So for the Queen of Swords here, it says the weeping queen is alone in the forest. Her position of power offers no consolation for the loneliness she feels. Blood drips from the end of her blade, for her heart is torn by events around her. Upright meaning is loneliness, anxiety, sadness, a widow, someone carrying a burden. Reversed meaning cruel and deceitful, bad-tempered. So if that was reversed. All right, and then we have the Ace of Swords, so all the way on the other end here. And honestly, so that's why I like to look at these cards, because I feel like they have deep and more meaning than, you know, the general meaning, maybe from the more traditional Rider-Waite. And every card every deck kind of varies, so it's kind of interesting to read those. So the Ace of Swords here, we have an archangel guards herself with a single sword. Although thorns wrap themselves around the blade, she is protected by her strength and will triumph over adversities around her. Upright meaning power, superior, inner strength, situation leading to victory, determination, courage. In reverse, it would be abuse of power, tyranny, destruction. All right, so let's grab a couple from Wands. Ooh, just two. Really beautiful cards, though. Get a couple cards to pop out, or I'll just take a couple off the top. Okay, we're just going to take a couple off the top since this isn't really a reading anyways. All right. We have the Nine of Wands. There we go. Trapped in an underground maze, the masked lad searches for a way out. Resting upon a ledge, he considers giving in to his seemingly hopeless situation. 8 wands mark the path to a possible exit. A 9th wand ignites his resolve to not give up. Upright meaning stopping to ponder during challenging events, a pause, a summoning the will to continue with a struggle. Hope. In reverse, delay, insurmountable obstacles, giving up, lack of motivation or willpower. And then we have a Knight of Wands. So it says the daring knight rushes across a grassy field ready to meet his troubles head on. Little does he realize his rash and impulsive reactions to life are the cause of his conflicts. Upright meanings, hasty decisions, a sudden journey, impulsive behavior. And like, I mean, look at it. He's on a flea. Okay? Like, it's very fitting. Reversed. Unforeseen disruption, sudden change of plans, interruption, delay. Yeah, these cards are interesting. All right, so we'll get a couple cup cards. I think it's also cool to kind of see how the moon is like positioned or what it looks like on each of the cards. It's really just neat to look at the little details or the little things that stand out that differentiate it, these cards from other decks. we're just going to take a couple off top. So we have the Six of Cups, and so this book is so easy. Obviously, you can see that I'm just grabbing it, and I can find what I need fairly fast. So we got Six of Cups here. In times long gone, children gathered in the town center to enjoy exciting spectaculars. Citizens today often wish for their vanished past, yet time flows ever forward. Six cups shown in carved relief on the puppet booth exist like memories in a tangible form, yet unobtainable. So upright, meaning childhood memories, nostalgia, the past, longing for things long gone. So yeah, I mean, these are still like other decks with the basic meanings, but they're a little different. Reverse meaning, future events, upcoming situation. Right. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Can we get a Knight of Cups in real life, please? The loyal knight presents his find to the world, the gift of hope. His long search has taken him over and under a boundless sea. His once magnificent armor now bears a green patina. This journey has changed not only his body, but his soul as well. So upright meaning is romantic, someone who offers new ideas to a situation, an offer of opportunity. Reversed, deceptive person, falsehood, a scam. I kind of like how it describes like the description part of the Knight of Cups, because it's almost like how I feel is like through love you transform. Like not necessarily like a partnership, it doesn't have to be that way, but whether it's like a love for something you do or love for family or love for somebody else or your children, it's like transforming, right? I like this card. All right. Get a couple of Pentacles. We're almost there, guys. I don't want to make this too long of a video. Looks like we might have to take a couple off top this one too. Yeah, let's do that. So we have the Ace of Pentacles. That dragon just looks fierce. All right, so the dragon grasps the mystical pinnacle, holding the entire universe in his grip. He is a being of pure perfection, in harmony with both the material world and the spiritual realm. Upright meaning perfection, balance of material and spiritual realms, prosperity, having the will to succeed. In reverse, false happiness, sadness in spite of material gain, squandering wealth. All right, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles. An affluent woman strolls through the city streets accompanied by her small little pet. That would be her pet. 9 pentacles glide down from the sky, encircling her in a display of material wealth. Upright meaning material good fortune, a wealthy and independent female, a pet lover. In reverse, we have, sorry, it's loud, financial hardship, loss of possessions, theft of one's belongings. All right, and then the favorite ones. I'll probably do 4 of these. Ooh, the Sun card. Oh, that's what I was talking about. That's so funny because I actually forgot because I wanted to pull this out and show you guys the Death card, but forgot. So that was perfect that it flew out. But you can tell here, I mean, maybe if you're not as familiar, but like I think of this one, and we'll get to the card, but I like this one because I always remember what it is despite the fact that it doesn't have the death card. This is the only one, so I want to correct myself from earlier. This is the only one that I noticed out of the major arcanas that didn't have, like how this says the sun. This is the only one that didn't have like death here. But it's just interesting because you have this like large being like about to like basically looks like kill this smaller being below them, but you see that they're pregnant, so it's like that whole thought process of death and it being a rebirth, and just something greater, despite how we may be feeling through that moment. Like I really like this card. Let's see if a couple more fly out. Strength. I love these cards. This is awesome. These cards are coming out. Let me see if one more flies out. I haven't like touched these decks for a minute, so I'm really excited right now. So don't mind me. Ah, no one's gonna fly. Come on, just one. That one, Wheel of Fortune. I like all these cards. Sweet. Well, I mean, I kind of like most of them. I mean, I feel like they all serve their purpose, but I mean, I like a lot of the cards. All right, so let's get to the Sun card. Probably put this up right here. Ah, the star. That's me. That's me. So the, I might do that one last. Save that one for last. Why not? So the Sun card. Twins meet by the city wall. They came as two individuals, yet the sun above unites them into a single soul. Upright meaning successful social relationship, friendship, engagement, happy times, pure joy. Reverse. Loneliness, unstable relationship, separation. The Death card. Two corpses, a mother and child, stand on a polluted beach. The child's attempt to re-enter the womb of his mother. See, that goes to show, like, see, I'm an intuitional, like, I like to read. Like I said, I love to read all this. I do. But I go based off my intuition. So how I described it earlier is how it makes me feel, and I feel like it's beautiful. But the death, again, says two corpses, a mother and child, stand on a polluted beach. The child attempts to re-enter the womb of his mother, but is held back. Another will be born soon. With death comes rebirth. Upright meaning change, metamorphosis, loss, end of ways. Reverse, turbulent, change, bad situations. So then we have a Strength card. A man possesses incredible strength, imposes his will on a wild beast. The man must beware for what he seeks to control may ultimately overcome him. Upright meaning power, strength from within, endurance. Reverse would be defeat and surrender. Got the Wheel of Fortune. All right. The gypsy stares into the future with a blank gaze. She spins a wheel for an uneasy citizen who wishes to know his fate. Upright meaning fortune, chance, unplanned happenings, fate, destiny. Reverse meaning unfortunate events, unexpected results. So just because my star card came, I'm totally reading it. A maiden sits on the shore and pours water into a crystal pool. 7 stars shine behind her, bringing hope to the lands below. Upright meaning hope, sign of good things, renewed faith, fulfillment in life's pleasures. Reverse meaning, doubting one's abilities, stagnant creativity. So as you can see with these decks, I think they're beautiful. I love them. I hope you guys love them. But again, I understand they're not for like everybody, because there's some cards, despite I know they are beautiful, they're just not my thing. But I hope this has made you at least, you know, either consider buying this deck, or if you were on the line, maybe now you are more, you're able to make a decision now. Again, this book, very, very easy to follow, very easy to read. If you did want to check or something, you could always find your answer easily in here. Again, I know you can buy one where it has actual book in it, but I don't know as much about that book. But I hope that you guys like this deck, and let's see if I have time to do some readings for October. Thank you guys for watching. If you like, just be sure to give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see videos like this in the future, again, I'm not as consistent as I'd want to be, but I do plan on, I am excited about 2 other decks I for sure want to share. So hopefully I can get those shared in the next few months or so. But thank you for watching. Bye.